Yeah, when I got school and shit.
What's up?
What's happening? You all right?
Good.
Good.
So LeBron, round 2 here. Feel any different? Good to have it the first one down and have it a victory. What's the best way to describe how you're approaching it tonight?
Relaxed. It feels a lot different. I mean, game was so magnified. It was the first time I was returning, so a lot more emotions was in that game. It feels a lot different. I mean, some of the guys that I'm going against tonight didn't even play the first time. We played here, and some of them, are not playing. Andy's out for the season, and Twan's out for the season. So Mo has got traded since then, and Jay Moons. A lot of my teammates are not even on this team anymore. So it feels a lot different.
What's the most vivid recollection that you have of the last time around? Third quarter stands out, of course.
I think the initial reaction when we ran out on the court. That's the most. I remember that like it was yesterday. How much excitement the fans had. Not saying it's good excitement, but they was very excited about that game.
This week, I think 5 years ago, you and Dwayne had one of those epic games, April 1st of '06. Talked to Dwayne once about missing that, but not necessarily that much, because obviously you guys are together now. Do you miss anything about those duels? And if so, how do you guys manifest those now together? That same energy.
Of course, as a competitor, you do. Every time we used to go against D-Wade, we always had those battles. Either if it was here in Cleveland or in Miami, we had those battles. And the good thing about it is now we can battle each other, be on the same team. Going out scoring 30 apiece on the same team. We battling each other point for point, but we're doing it for the same team. And I think at the end of the day, we have the same goals, and that's the win.
And you all manage that, or is it you've reached that point now where it just can flow?
It just flows. We're at that point where it's not even thinking about it; it's just instinctively just happening. And, for the better of the team, we win ball games.
You mentioned all the turnover on the Cavs roster. Does this still feel like your old team?
No, not at all. It's a totally different team. I think I only have 3 teammates from last year's team that's playing now. I think that's AP and Gibb and JJ. You had me there before if I was still here. So it's a totally different team. Just like I said, you got Mo and Jay Moon, and Leon's in Memphis. Twan and Andy out for the season. Shaq is in Boston. Delonte's in Boston. It's a lot of guys that we had. It's a totally different team, totally different roster, totally different coaching staff besides Chris Gent. So it's totally different.
Ron, you hopeful that someday you can come back here and they're not going to boo you and scream at you? And does that matter to you?
I mean, does it matter? I don't want to say it doesn't matter, because I still have a lot of respect for these fans. I love these fans for the 7 years that they gave me, and I try to give them. So I said, yeah, it cares, but I care, but it doesn't. It's not going to hold a burden on my chest if it doesn't happen. It's not going to stop the way I approach the game every night when I come here or when they come to Miami. I still got to go out there and do my job.
Coach Joyce since they won?
Absolutely. Very proud of Coach Joyce. He's making a resume for himself. There's nothing anyone can say that he hasn't won it without LeBron and hasn't won it without his son. He's done it twice now. It's great to have 6 state championships. Men's basketball state championship is amazing, and have 5 state championships in the last 10 years. It's a dynasty, and hopefully we can continue to keep it going at the alma mater.
Thought you liked the show?
I tried, but we had I knew the next day we had a fast-paced team coming in our building in the Houston Rockets, and if you've seen the score, then it was exactly that, 125-119. So I decided to stay home, but I got every play-by-play by all my friends and family that was at the game.
LeBron, what do you expect from the crowd tonight, considering you've been here once already? What do you expect?
I expect the worst, but worse than last time, December 2nd, no. But, I'm good. Right now we're playing some good basketball, but like I said, I expect the worst, but I don't expect anything, as bad as it was December 2nd. So.
Thank you, Ray. Did you try to forget that night?
Of course not. It was a very memorable night in my life, and the game of basketball, history. So I don't try to forget that night. And, we played well. That was the start. Honestly, that December is where I think we had an unbelievable December. I think it was 12-1 or 13-1 or something like that. And we just played some great basketball, and it started here.
I saw you mentioned yesterday that you met Shaka Smart a couple years ago.
Yeah.
What were your first impressions of him? Do you remember?
He was very he was nervous at that was his first job, his first day on the job. Coach Dan Broad told him that he was going to be working me out, and that was the summer that I got drafted. But he was very in tune. He was nervous, but he wasn't intimidated. He worked me out like I was one of his college kids, and I respected that. I spent a lot of time down at the university and got an opportunity to speak with him and Coach D, and to see where he's come in 8 years and 7 years to now being a coach in the Final Four. Much respect to him.
Yeah, what did Drew and Romeo say about him? I mean, they see him as being a successful coach down the
No,
line as soon as he got his chance.
No, absolutely. They knew he was always paid attention to detail, and not afraid to speak up. When you have a coach or a player, you have those type of leaders that's not afraid to speak up, no matter what their job description says. That's a born leader and someone that's going to do good for themselves later on. And Drew and Rome, those guys really respected Shaka a lot.
Talked to Coach Cal or Weems lately?
Yeah, I talked to Brandon too. They're very excited. They're looking forward for the opportunity going down to Houston and trying to win it all. Very happy for my little brother getting an opportunity to go to Kentucky and be a part of that program. It's an amazing feat for that team, and hopefully they can continue to play some good ball.
Who'd you root for when they played Ohio State?
Man, I was caught in between. Whoever made a shot, that's what I was rooting for, honestly. And it went down to the final shot, honestly, with Brandon Knight making and Buford missing. So, I was on edge, but in a good way.
LeBron, when you first started playing here, I remember you saying that you hoped that someday your jersey would hang from the rafters here. Do you think that'll eventually happen?
I don't know. That's not even. It's something I don't know. It's something I can't control. Anytime you get a jersey retired anywhere, it's a tribute. I had my jersey in my high school. When that happened, it was unbelievable. And if that happens here, I'll be well and grateful. But I can't control that, Tim. So you see.
All right, guys.
All right, appreciate it.